Hey everybody, I'm going to start the video, so bear with me. There are noisy chickens in the background, except I think they've stopped finally. Noisy chickens and rush hour traffic, so I'm sorry about that, can't do much about it. What you're looking at here is my winter non-ferrous metal horde. So every time I get metal during the winter time, I'm pretty wimpy in the winter time. I don't like cold, so I've thrown it in a pile and I deal with it in the springtime, and it's spring. So now we get to see everything that I've been picking up over the winter. So majority of this stuff is from my one contact, my heating and cooling shop. Business for them has been slow, but it still comes in, and then I get all their scrap metal. There's a little bit of my stuff, like I'm doing some renovations right now. I took apart our old bathroom. There's the shower, some extruded aluminum from that, but yeah, most of this is from the heating and cooling shop. So I stick it in a crate or a bucket, and then I get to process it now, and it's good because prices are for brass and copper are really, really good. So I'm excited to see everything. See what I get, There's a big hunkin' brass in there, lots of motors, some dirty aluminum. That's from a stove that I picked up a while back. Oh yeah, this is all, I don't know if I'll keep this. See, you can take these pieces off with a flathead screwdriver. I don't know if I really want to get into doing that much. I might just bring this in as copper content, like that old breaker stuff. Got a couple of compressors there. I have a few of these ACR units to take apart. I got 2 of these to take apart, and lots of copper to cut into. You want to cut off the copper 2 from the copper 1. There's like stuff like this. Stuff like this is full of wire that you want to take apart. This stuff I don't really like, but it's hard to just not take that apart. It's kind of hard to. Sometimes what I do is just put it in a vise, and then you unravel it and you can pull the whole sleeve right off. But there's really not much copper there, but it's still worth it because prices are really good. So that's going to be my job today, and I don't have anything else to do today. I'm not going to do my eBay shipping today. I'm skipping on that. Usually I do next day shipping, but I'm going to pass on that today to address all this. Look at that piece right there. Wow, that's heavy. Yeah, so this is the tools I'm working with. I brought this thing out, even though it's got a busted blade. I shouldn't be using that. Maybe I'll change that soon. Yeah, so I'm going to be using that to cut up all the copper. I'm doing renovations, so all my tools are everywhere. I'm really disorganized right now. So see, that's what I'm using right now. I picked that up last year. It's a nice tool. Except all my batteries are way, way undersized. But I have, I bought this thing knowing that the batteries were undersized. But I have 5 of these, so I thought, I'll just keep switching them out. And still, it's no good. Well, I might go through all 5 batteries in like an hour. It's crazy. So I would love to get some bigger ones, but that's in the works, let's say. One tool that I lost over the winter was I had a great big pair of cable cutters, big long red handles. It was my favorite tool. I'm not sure what happened. I think I may have left it on the back of my truck. Oh yeah, there's some more scrap in the back of my truck. I think I may have left the cable cutters on the back of my truck one day, like right there, as I often do when I'm working outside. And I drove away. Yesterday I picked up I had a whole truckload full of ductwork, just pure tin. And I thought something was up, like they had a big job going on. And yeah, I brought it straight to the scrapyard. I think I got like 15 bucks for all that ductwork. And I think to myself, oh, they must have a boiler job, and they did have a boiler job. they don't tell me what they're doing. All they do is just send me a picture of the scrap and I come pick it up. But yeah, look at all this stuff. So they must have switched this out with something totally different. So this thing here, I've taken this apart before, and it's always just stainless steel. So it's really not, it's a lot of work for some stainless. But there is another stainless steel block down there. It's like a heat exchanger thing. And then there's a motor there, so it may be worth taking apart. But yeah. Anyways, but there is a lot of copper attached to it. All of this is attached to it, so I'm going to be taking it all apart. This is not attached. Look at this thing. Yeah. A lot of copper. Wow. And it's all down here. Crazy. Big brass. Lots of brass on this thing too. Oh, so good. So good. That is copper. You know, usually this branded metal band stuff is you get stuff like this, and you gotta test it on a magnet, because sometimes it's just plain steel with, I guess, copper coating on it. But no, this one's just pure copper. You can tell even the way it bends. So that's good. Yeah, so that is my job today. Got my work cut out for myself here. And also down here, there's more metal down there, little pieces of copper in here, little bits and pieces. See, there's no point in cutting that up because all the paint, it's all copper number 2. Stuff like that. Really, everything on this piece here is number 2 in brass. So all I would do is, you want to take this little nut off. So I'd cut it right there, slide the nut off, slide off this metal band, cut that brass fitting off, unscrew this. Now sometimes this might be brass, but it might be copper, so you want to scratch it. Some of these things are red brass, or copper, so you really have to watch these fittings. Yeah. Wow. All good. So yeah, I'm all set to go. I have my buckets for my brass and copper. Just shred steel, and that is for wire, number 2 wire. And then I'm just going to start making other piles on the ground here. I'm working back here rather than on the tailgate because it's really muddy over there. So it's a bit drier up here. It's a little bit high. And yeah, well, I mean, not much else to say. Let's get to it. The next day, and I'm just about to load up the truck with all the non-ferrous. I got a little bit of shred in the back there, but I should be able to fit everything. And it took me a long time to process all of this metal. Probably out here till about 8:30 at night, way past dark, and then you have to clean up and everything. So it's a big procedure, but this is what it looks like after it's all been processed. So I'll start over here. We got the extruded aluminum from the shower that I took apart inside my house. I also have some extruded over here, and this is from this great big heat sink from that circuit board. I took that apart. Also a little heat sink that had a copper ingot inside. Took that apart. Just some loose aluminum over here, a little bit of aluminum BX. I have a tiny bit of cast aluminum down there. That is all clean aluminum, and some stainless right there. There's a that was from the water boiler. Dirty aluminum over here. So a whole bunch of these gas valves, they just go in as breakage. Same with that stuff. Clean. This is copper content, so a lot of these fins, these cutoffs from the ACRs, some aluminum ACRs there. That's just a bucket of shreddable steel. I don't recycle these pop cans. It's too much of a hassle. And this is the money right here. So all that copper that you were seeing, that all fits in these 2 buckets. This copper number 2 is really heavy. It's got a lot of this big chunky stuff. A lot of the copper that was in the back of the truck was all painted. So I had to throw it in here, and that's all clean. Number 1, that's pretty heavy. And this brass bucket is really heavy too, so that's going to be good. That's really heavy. I can barely move it. Got 2 compressors and a bucket of shred. Oh yeah, and I have some aluminum copper rads here and some electric motors. So let's get all loaded up. I want to get to the scrapyard and cash it in because it's Friday. Cash it in, and I have there's some things I want to buy, mainly for the renovation. We're renovating a room in the house. Gotta buy some more material for that. So the one thing I'm not going to bring is this bucket of wire. I did that last night as well. There's not very much in there. I usually like to wait, fill it all the way up. All right, let's get on the road, see how much we make at the scrapyard. Well, the one good thing about wintertime at the scrapyard is there is no puddles like this. That's a lake right there. It's like the only dry spot to drop off any scrap. So that's what I'm going to do. I just dropped off all non-ferrous and a little bit of shred left. I almost forgot the camera. Can't do that. There we go, a whole bunch of empty buckets. Made it back home. Let's go over these prices, shall we? So, first one, extruded aluminum, $17, 31 pounds. So they're paying 55 cents a pound for extruded. That's pretty low. You know, aluminum is not strong anymore. Yellow brass, 112 bucks for $1.85 a pound. Copper content, $5.75. Copper number 2, wow, $3.35 a pound. Am I reading that right? $3.35 a pound? $164. That's insane. I've never seen prices like that, to be honest. I've only been scrapping, you know, a few years. I wasn't scrapping back when prices were really high. Dirty aluminum, $3.90. Old sheet, $14.40. That included those aluminum radiators. Copper number 1, $3.60 a pound, $1.36. DX cable, $4. Cast, $1. Dirty stain, $3.60. And electric motors, $19.44. And aluminum copper rads, $66. And shreddable steel was $15.50. They're missing the stainless steel. that I brought in. I don't see that anywhere, which is silly, you know. Anyways, grand total $564.65. That's very, very good. I'm happy. I didn't think it was going to be that much. I didn't think copper was that high. I didn't think copper was into 360 territory. Insane. Yeah, so back home I have some chicken feed in the back I picked up, and there's a cat on my roof of the truck, I think. Oh no, he's on the tailgate. Ocelot's on the tailgate. Are you there, Ocelot? Here. Ocelot. Hello? Meow. So that's it for me. I just got back from the post office, dropped off all my eBay packages. I had one return, no big deal. I think they paid to have it shipped back, so that's all good. Yeah, so that's it. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'm going to put up some more videos hopefully soon now that weather's warmed up. All right, we'll see you on the next one.